Perhaps you're doing something soothing, like reading a book,
yet without
or slowly sipping
the
a
universe
comforting
as
drink,
we know it
and maybe
would
in this
never
place,
have formed.
you even feel comfortable enough.
If this content interests you,
close your
please
eyes,
take a moment to like the video
enjoy
and
a few
subscribe to
deep
the channel.
breaths,
Your support
drift
motivates
into
us
a
to
lovely
continue
daydream
creating more meaningful
or even a
videos.
nap.
Along the
Just
journey,
bask in
he has
the
gained an
comfort and
unexpected
contentment
companion,
of this place.
a playful little sprite
special
named
to you
Kipwick.
Because it's somewhere
In tonight's tale,
you can be peaceful,
the pair travel
and
toward the
calm,
town of Thistlehold.
free of pressure.
Once there,
or
they secure a
responsibility.
room for the evening at the local tavern, and
When
Brom
you're ready,
entertains the gathered
you can allow
guests
your
by
mind
sharing a
to
few of
gently
his
let go
favorite
of that
stories.
scene. And instead
All right, my
focus
friends,
on the tale
it's almost
Simon is
time
about
to begin
tell.
our story.
I imagine
As we travel
that
to a
right
quaint
now
town
you're already
far
in bed,
away, comfortably wrapped
This
up
is
and
where our
preparing for
story
a peaceful
begins.
night's sleep.
So
sun
let's guide
began
your
to
body
lower
and
in the
mind
sky
into the perfect
outlining
state
the quaint
so you
town
can
of
drift off
Thistlehold.
easily in warm golden tones.
Often, we slip into rest
The
more
town
naturally
was
when we
nestled
imagine
between
a familiar
rolling hills,
place
covered in
feels
wild
deeply
flowers,
relaxing.
with a winding river.
As you
cutting
settle
through
into
the
your
land,
bed and allow your breathing
the
to
leaves
slow
of
gently,
the trees rustled
relaxing
in the
into this
evening
quiet
breeze,
moment,
which carried with
I'd
it
like you to
the
picture a
distant
place
murmur
that makes
of
you
the
feel
river.
calm and content.
Brom, the storyteller.
It might be
with a
somewhere
flowing
inside your
white
home,
beard,
or perhaps a
wandered
quiet
into
corner
this
of your garden.
idyllic setting.
Maybe it's a
He was
beautiful view
accompanied
from a
by
walk you enjoy
Kipwick,
taking.
A tiny
It could
flying
even be a
sprite.
warm
The
beach under
sprite's
the sun,
wings beat
or a
in
small,
tandem
cozy
with the
cafe.
soft patter of the storyteller's
Without
footsteps.
forcing anything,
As he walked along the
allow the
cobblestone
image of that
streets.
place to slowly
Around
form
them,
in your mind.
the townsfolk
and
went
went
about
about
their
their
daily
daily
routines.
within the scene.
A few turning their heads to glimpse
you
the
moving
newcomers,
through it?
or are
Brom,
you resting
with his
in
traveler's
one
cloak
peaceful
and a
spot?
twinkle in his eye?
And
Perhaps
Kipwick,
you're doing
the
something
playful
soothing,
sprite,
like reading a
looked
book,
like figures
slowly
clapped
sipping
from
a
a fairy
comforting
tale.
drink.
And maybe in this place,
Kipwick
you
zoomed
even
through
feel
the air
comfortable
before
enough
settling on Brom's
to
shoulder.
close your eyes,
His large, expressive eyes
to enjoy
sparkling
a few
as they took
deep
in the
breaths,
sights of the small town.
and to drift into a lovely
Thistlehold
daydream,
was picturesque.
or even a nap.
Colorful flowers and ivy
Just
adorned its
bask
timber-framed
in the
houses,
comfort and
while
contentment
smoke
of this
curled
place.
lazily from the chimneys,
It's special
carrying the
to
scent
you
of home-cooked meals
because it's
through the
somewhere
air.
you can be peaceful and calm,
Making their way through the heart of the town,
free of
Brom
pressure
and Kipwick
or
approached a
responsibility.
large building. The sign, "The Cozy Kettle,"
When you're ready,
hung above the door.
you can allow your mind
The wooden structure
gently
and
let
warmly
go of
lit
that
windows
scene,
of the tavern drew
and
them
instead
closer.
focus
As they
on the
entered,
tale
they were
Simon is
immediately
about to
greeted
tell.
by friendly faces
as we travel to
and
a
the
quaint
delectable
town
aroma
far
of roasted
away.
meats and hearty
This
stews.
is where our story begins.
The murmur of conversations filled the
The
air.
sun began to lower
Wooden
in the
beams
sky,
crisscrossed the ceiling,
outlining the
and
quaint
a large
town of
stone
Thistlehold
fireplace occupied
in
most
warm
of the far
golden
wall.
tones.
The flames casting
The town
shadows
was
over the room.
nestled between rolling hills,
Fergus,
covered
the
in
tavern's
wild
innkeeper,
flowers,
stood behind
with
the
a
bar,
winding river
polishing a
cutting
glass
through the
bottle.
land.
His eyes,
The leaves
the
of the
same
trees
rich oak
rustled
color
in
as
the
the
evening
mead he
breeze,
served,
which
twinkled
carried
with
with it
recognition
the distant
and curiosity
murmur of the river.
as he watched Brom and Kipwick enter.
Brom, the storyteller, with
The
a
wandering
flowing white
storyteller's
beard,
reputation
wandered
preceded
into
him.
this idyllic
With a
setting.
smile, Fergus motioned
He
them
was
over
accompanied
and introduced
by
himself.
Kipwick, a
He
tiny
welcomed them to
flying
town,
sprite,
admitting that he
sprite's
knew
wings
Brom from
beat
sight
in tandem
alone.
with the soft patter
The storyteller's
of the storyteller's
enchanting
footsteps
tales were
as he
well
walked
known.
along the cobblestone streets.
Appreciating the warm
Around
welcome,
them,
the
Brom
townsfolk
smiled
went
and
about their daily
introduced
routines,
Kipwick,
who met
a few
the
turning their
innkeeper's
heads
gaze
to glimpse
with a
the
playful
newcomers,
wink,
followed
Brom,
by a
with his
12 in the
traveler's
air.
cloak,
The
and a
sprite's
twinkle in
good
his eye,
energy brightened
and
the
Kipwick,
atmosphere
the
even
playful
more,
sprite, as laughter from
looked
amused
like
onlookers
figures
rippled
clapped
through
from
the
a
tavern.
fairy tale.
Fergus proposed a deal
Kipwick
to the
zoomed
duo.
through the air before
He would
settling
offer a
on
room
Brom's
for the
shoulder
night, in exchange
his
for a
large,
round of
expressive
storytelling.
eyes sparkling as they
After
took in the
sharing a
sights
glance
of the small town.
Brom and Kipwick nodded in
Thistlehold
unison.
was picturesque.
They told the kind-hearted
Colorful
innkeeper
flowers and
that it would
ivy
be an
adorned
honor
its
to regale the
timber-framed
good
houses,
people of Thistlehold,
while smoke
with a couple of
curled
stories
lazily from the chimneys,
And
carrying
so
the
the
scent
tavern's
of
guests
home-cooked
gathered
meals
close
through
around
the
the fireplace as the sun slipped
making
below
their
the way
way
through the heart of the town. Its place in
Brom
the
and
darkening
Kipwick
sky
approached
taken
a
by a
large
scattering
building.
of twinkling stars.
The sign, the cozy
After
kettle,
finishing a
hung above
satisfying
the
meal
door.
at the bar,
The
Brom
wooden
settled
structure
into a chair
and
beside
warmly
the
lit
hearth,
windows
with
of the
Kipwick
tavern
perched
drew them
lightly on his
closer.
shoulder.
As they entered, they
The
were
soft glow
immediately
of the
greeted
flames
by friendly
illuminated the
faces,
faces in the room,
and the
as everyone
delectable
found a
aroma
comfortable
of
place to
roasted
sit.
meats and hearty
The moment held all the elements of a magical evening storyteller and sprite,
the air.
innkeeper and townsfolk
beams
coming together
crisscrossed
for a
the
night
ceiling,
of tales.
and a large
The air was
stone
thick
fireplace
with
occupied
quiet
most of the
anticipation.
far wall.
As Brom reached
The
into his
flames
bag
casting shadows
and drew out
over the
a
room.
well-worn, leather-bound
Fergus, the tavern's innkeeper,
He opened it carefully,
stood behind the bar,
ready to share
polishing
the first
a glass
story of the
bottle.
night, called
His eyes,
The Falling
the same
Star.
rich oak color as the mead he served,
Every person in the
twinkled
room
with
leaned
recognition and
eyes
curiosity
fixed on the storyteller
as he watched
with
Brom
full attention,
and Kipwick
while the
enter.
crackling fire sent waves
The
of
wandering
warmth
storyteller's
throughout the tavern.
reputation preceded him.
Turning the pages slowly,
With a smile,
Brom
Fergus
paused
motioned them
at a
over
dog-eared
and
corner
introduced himself.
and began the tale.
He welcomed them
His
to
voice
town,
moving with a
admitting that
gentle
he knew
rhythm.
Brom from sight alone.
Once,
The storyteller's enchanting
in a
tales
land
were
not
well
so
known.
far away, there lived a
Appreciating
young
the
girl
warm welcome,
named Leia.
Brom smiled and introduced
Like many
Kipwick,
children,
who met
Leia
the
was a
innkeeper's
dreamer
gaze
who
with a
loved
playful
gazing up
wink,
at the night sky,
followed by a
with
twirl
heart
in the
full of
air.
hopes
The
and
sprite's
wishes.
good energy brightened the
As the
atmosphere
listeners
even
followed
more,
the story,
as laughter from
could almost
amused
feel
onlookers
the
rippled
cool
through the
evening
tavern.
air, and
Fergus
picture the
proposed a
wide
deal
canopy
to
of
the duo.
stars above.
He would offer a room for the
One
night
night,
in exchange
Brom
for a
continued,
round of storytelling.
while she lay
After
beneath
sharing
that
a
blanket
glance,
of starlight,
Brom and Kipwick
Leia
nodded in
witnessed
unison.
something that would change
They
her
told the
life
kind-hearted
forever.
innkeeper
The
that it would be an
brilliant
honor to
shimmering
regale the
star
good
fell from
people
the
of
heavens.
Thistlehold with a couple
The
of
audience,
stories.
much like young Leia,
And so the tavern's
their breath
guests
as
gathered
they
close
imagined
around
the
the
star's
fireplace
descent.
as the sun slipped below the
Brom's
horizon.
words conjured
Its place
a
in the
vivid
darkening
image of the
sky,
star,
taken by a
streaking
scattering of
across the
twinkling
sky,
stars.
leaving a trail
After
of
finishing a
stardust in its
satisfying
wake.
meal at the bar, Brom
described
settled into
Leia
a chair
watching
beside
the
the
star
hearth
in
with
wonder
Kipwick perched
as it
lightly on his
landed
shoulder.
in an open field.
The soft
only a
glow
short
of the
distance
flames
away from her.
illuminated the faces in the room as everyone
Her
found a
curiosity
comfortable
got
place
the
to
best
sit.
of her, so she walked to
The
the
moment
fallen
held
star's
all the
resting
elements of a
place.
magical evening
celestial
storyteller
being
and
with
sprite,
immense
innkeeper
power.
and townsfolk coming
The
together
star
for a
offered
night
to
of
grant the
tales.
girl
The
one
air
wish,
was thick
with
with
the
the condition
quiet
that she make it
anticipation.
count for something
As Brom
good.
reached into his bag, Leia's
and drew out
thoughts
a
went to the
well-worn
highest
leather-bound
mountain.
book. It was a place
He opened
none
it
had
carefully,
dared to venture
ready
before,
to share the first
because of the
story of the
fear of
night,
the unknown.
called The Falling Star. Leia believed that facing
Every
that
person in the
was
room
important.
leaned forward,
So she
eyes
wished
fixed
for the
on the
power to
storyteller
change
with
into
full
a
attention,
bird,
and
while
be
the
able to
crackling
fly.
fire sent waves of warmth.
The star
throughout
hummed
the
its
tavern.
approval
As it
granted
turned her
pages
wish
slowly
before
Brom
dissolving
paused
into
at a
stardust.
dog-eared corner
and began
the next
tale.
instant.
Leia
voice
transformed
moving with a
into
gentle rhythm.
majestic falcon.
With a
Once,
heart full of
he
excitement
said,
and gratitude,
in a land
she spread
not
her
so
wings
far away,
and flew through
there
the
lived
night
a young
sky.
girl named Leia.
At this point in the story, like many children,
leaped into the air
Leia
to
was a
act out the
dreamer
scene,
who loved
flying
gazing
around
around
the
the night
tavern,
sky,
whooping
with a
with
heart
delight.
full of hopes and
The audience
wishes.
laughed, and as
As
the
the
sprite
listeners
returned
followed
to
the
his
story
perch
on Brom's
they could
shoulder,
almost feel
the storyteller
cool
shook his head
evening
in
air
amusement.
and picture the wide
Continuing the
canopy of
story,
stars
he spoke
above.
of Leia marveling at her
One
newfound
night,
power.
Brom
vision.
continued. While she
could
lay
spot
beneath
even
that
the
blanket of
tiniest
starlight
details from high above,
Leia witnessed
and
something
saw the
that would
beauty of
change
the
her
world
life
from a bird's
forever.
perspective.
A brilliant shimmering
She
star
bravely
fell
flew
from the
all the
heavens.
way to the top of the mountain.
The audience, much
And up
like
there,
young Leia,
she made a
held their
startling
breath
discovery.
as they imagined the
A
star's
shimmering,
descent.
opaque veil.
Brom's
hovered in the
words
air,
conjured a
few feet
vivid
off the
image
ground.
of the star
A
streaking
mysterious
across the
portal,
sky,
enticing
leaving a
her
trail of
with unknown
stardust in
wonders.
its wake. He described
Still in her
Leia
bird form,
watching the star
Leia called
in
upon her
wonder
courage
as it
and
landed
flew
in
into
an
the
open
portal.
field,
She
only a
felt
short
ripple
distance
of
away
energy
from her.
pass over her, and soon she came out on the
Her
other
curiosity
side,
got the best of her.
where she found an
So she
entirely
walked to the
different
fallen
world
star's resting
of
place,
astonishing beauty
a
and
celestial being of immense
The realm
power.
was familiar to her somehow.
The star offered to grant the girl
And then
one
she
wish,
recognized
with the
few of
condition
the
that she
creatures
make it
from her
count for
dreams,
something good,
and realized
Leia's
that
thought
this
went to
place
the highest mountain.
was a dream world.
It was a place none had dared to venture
Animals
before,
possessed the
because of
ability
the
to
fear
talk,
of the unknown.
and anything was possible here.
Leia believed that facing
Leia had
that
to share
fear
the
was
amazing
important.
discovery with others.
So she wished for the
Her
power to
courage
change
and
into a
kindness
bird,
ultimately
and be able to
bridged the
fly.
gap between the two worlds.
The star hummed its approval,
And for both
as
sides,
it granted her wish.
the portal became
before
a gateway
dissolving
of
into
connection,
stardust.
adventure,
The next
and
instant,
dreams.
Leia transformed into a majestic
Leia's experience
falcon.
was
With
a
a heart
lesson in
full of
conquering
excitement and
fears
gratitude,
and following
she spread her
dreams,
wings
no
and
matter
flew
where
through the
they may
night
lead.
sky. At this point in Brom's first Kipwick leaped into the air to act out the scene,
patrons had been
flying around the
transported to a
tavern,
world of
whooping with
infinite
delight.
possibilities.
The audience laughed,
In the warm
and as the
glow of
sprite
the
returned
fire,
to his perch
the
on
audience
Brom's shoulder,
exchanged smiles
the storyteller
and
shook his
thought.
head in amusement.
All had been
Continuing
touched
the
by the story.
he spoke of
and
Laya
eagerly
marveling
waited
at her
to
newfound
hear
power
the
and
vision.
vision.
Rob shuffled through the book's pages
She
to
could
find the
spot
next
even
story.
the tiniest details
While Fergus
from high
walked
above
around refilling drinks
and saw the beauty
stoking
of
the
the
fire.
world from a bird's perspective.
The room was
She
silent
bravely
as
flew
Brom
all the way
began
to
a
the top of
symphony
the mountain.
colors, describing
there,
a faraway land
she made a
where
startling
Leo,
discovery.
a young artist, lived.
A shimmering, opaque
For
veil
Leo,
hovered
each
in
day
the air,
was a
few
celebration
feet off
of
the ground.
creativity and
A
imagination.
mysterious portal.
Those who knew
enticing her
cherished his
unknown
unique gift
wonders.
of bringing his art to life.
Still in her bird form,
His drawings and
Laya
paintings
called upon
were
her
special,
courage, and
as
flew
anything
into
he
the portal.
created on the canvas,
She felt a
came
ripple
alive.
of energy pass over her, and soon she
Birds
came
would
out
sing,
on the other side.
Oceans would shimmer,
she found an
real
entirely
waves,
different
and
world
flowers would
of
bloom
astonishing
on the surface.
beauty and wonder.
Leo grew up listening
The
to
realm
all
was
kinds
familiar
of
to
wonderful
her somehow.
stories.
And
His
then she
favorite was the
recognized
one about
a few of the
mysterious
creatures from her
woods,
dreams,
a place that
and
held the
realized
secret of where to find
this
the most
place
beautiful colors
was the
in the
dream
world. One day, he
Animals
decided to
possess
venture there
the ability
himself.
to talk, and anything
Armed
was
with his
possible
sketchbook
here.
and a spirit full of
Laya
curiosity,
had to share the
he
amazing
ventured
discovery
into the heart
with
of the
others.
forest.
His exploration
courage
carried
and
him
kindness
deeper and deeper,
ultimately
through
bridged the gap
foliage
between the two
until he
worlds.
came upon another artist,
And for
quietly
both sides,
painting the woodland
the portal
scene.
became a gateway of
She was a
connection,
shy yet
adventure,
kind troll named
and
Dreams,
come true.
pronounced Hugh.
Laya's
the color.
experience was a lesson
Her
in
hair
conquering
rose into
fears
the air in a
and
soft
following
tuft
dreams.
of rainbow shades.
No matter where
And she
they
possessed
may
an
lead.
ability unlike anyone else.
By the time Brom's first
With
story
only
came
a
to an
thought,
end,
she
the
could
tavern's
blend
patrons
and
had
mix
been
the colours of
transported to a
anything
world
around
of
her.
infinite possibilities.
It didn't take long for the two to
In
connect.
the warm glow of
Quickly
the fire,
becoming friends,
the
through
audience
their shared
exchanged
love of
smiles
art and
and
imagination.
All
Soon they
had been
realized
touched
they
by the
carried the
story
same desire
and eagerly
to
waited
uncover
to
the
hear
hidden
another
secret of the
Rob
forest.
shuffled through the book's pages to
Their
find the
meeting
next
turned
story.
out to be perfectly
While
timed.
Fergus walked around
For Leo
refilling
and Hugh
drinks
soon
and stoking the
understood
fire.
that the secret could only be discovered
The room
if
was
they
silent
worked together.
as Brom began the symphony of
Sitting
colors,
side by side,
describing
they
a
finished the
faraway
painting
land
of the forest
where Leo,
that surrounded
a young
them.
artist, lived.
Slowly, their
For Leo,
artwork began to
each day
stir
was a
with
celebration
life.
of
Branches from
creativity
the
and
painted
imagination.
trees stretched outward
Those who
beyond
knew
the
him
canvas,
cherished his
while
unique gift
leaves
of bringing his
countless
art to
colors
life.
drifted gently in the air.
His drawings and paintings
There
were
was a
special
feeling of
as
freedom
anything he
within their
created
art,
on the canvas,
as if something
came alive.
long hidden had been unlocked.
Birds would sing,
They watched
oceans
in
would
amazement
shimmer
as their
real
painted
waves,
trees seemed
and
to
flowers
join
would
the living
bloom from the
forest around
surface.
them.
Leo grew up listening
The
to
leaves
all
began to
kinds
form
of
letters
wonderful
on the ground,
stories.
until a name
His favorite
appeared.
was the one about some
Rainbow
mysterious
Spring.
woods, a place
Sharing
that
an
held the
excited
secret
look,
of where
Leo
to
and
find
Hugh
the most
knew this
beautiful
was the
colors
secret they were
in the
after.
world. They wasted
One
no
day,
time. He
in
decided
setting
to
off on a
venture there
journey to the
himself.
spring. Only resting at
Armed
night,
with his
their
sketchbook
travels took
and a
them
spirit
through
full of
enchanted
curiosity,
over
he
towering
ventured
mountains
into the heart of the
and
forest.
across
His
sparkling
exploration
streams.
carried him deeper and deeper through
Along the
thick
way,
foliage.
they attracted the
until he
attention
came
of
upon
other
another
creatures of
artist,
many different
quietly
colors
painting the
who joined
woodland
their
scene.
quest. The
She
red
was a
rose
shy
elf,
yet kind
the azure
troll
nymph,
named
and the
Hugh,
sunbeam giant,
pronounced
each
Hugh,
brought their
like
own
the
strengths to the crew.
Her hair
Together,
rose into the
they
air
soon
in a
found
soft
the
tuft
fable
of
of
rainbow
rainbow
spring.
shades.
When they
And
arrived
she
at the
possessed
spring,
an ability
which was
unlike
breathtaking
anyone
in its
else.
beauty.
With
Leo
only a
instinctively
thought,
knew
she
what to
could
do.
blend and mix the colors
He
of
passed out
anything around
paintbrushes
her.
to the others,
It
then
didn't
dipped his
take long
brush
for the
into the
two to
spring's
connect.
waters.
Quickly
They
becoming
began to
friends
paint the most
through their shared love
extraordinary
of art
masterpiece.
and imagination.
Everyone had something
Soon
to
they
contribute.
realized they carried the same
colors
desire
swirled and
to
danced
uncover
off the
the hidden
page,
secret of
painting
the
the
forest.
sky in a brilliant
Their
rainbow.
meeting turned out to be
Every
perfectly
color that
timed.
had ever existed,
For Leo and Hugh
some that
soon
were
understood
entirely
that
new,
the secret
seeped
could
into
only
the
be
world,
discovered if they
imbuing it
worked
with a
together.
vibrance never seen before.
Sitting side by side, they
Leo
finished the
realized
painting
then
of the forest
that the true
that
beauty
surrounded
wasn't
them.
just in the colors themselves.
Slowly, their
but in how
artwork
they came
began
together,
to stir with
much
life.
like their motley
Branches
crew.
from the painted trees
Everyone
stretched
in the land
outward
marveled
beyond
at the radiant
canvas,
colors that now
while
adorned
leaves
their
of
world.
countless colors
They
drifted
also
gently
learned
in
a
the
valuable
air.
lesson.
There was a
Real
feeling
magic
of
is
freedom
in finding
within
harmony
their art,
among the differences
as if
that
something
make every
long
living
hidden
thing
had
special.
been unlocked. Leo and Hugh's tale became a legend as their painted trees seemed to join the living forest celebrated their diversity. And in doing so, leaves began to form letters on the ground, a world until it was even more vibrant and beautiful spring before. Sharing an excited
Brom
look,
concluded his
Leo
story
and Hugh knew
and let
this
the
was the
sprite
secret
pick
they
the
were
next
after. They
Meanwhile,
wasted no time
the audience
in
had
setting
their
off on a
drinks
journey
refilled
to the spring,
and dirty dishes
only
were
resting
cleared
at
from
night.
the tables.
Their travels took them through enchanted forests.
Then this time,
over
it was the
towering
high-pitched
mountains
voice of
and
Kipwick
across
that
sparkling
started telling the
streams.
story. It was
Along
called
the way,
Tess,
they attracted
a
the
fairy
attention of
with a
other
tail.
creatures of many different colors.
The tavern's patrons
joined
had to
their
lean
quest.
in a little closer
The
to
red
hear him
rose elf,
as he spoke
the
of a
azure
magical
nymph,
realm
and the
where
sunbeam
fairies
giant
with gossamer wings
each brought their own
danced among
strength
the
to the
flowers.
crew. And together,
But one fairy
they soon
named
found
Tess
the fabled
wasn't
rainbow
like the rest
spring.
of her
When
kind.
they arrived at the spring, which was
Instead of the
breathtaking
graceful
in its beauty,
wings her fellow fairies
Leo
had,
instinctively
Tess
knew
was
what to
born
do.
with a delicate, iridescent
He passed
tail.
out paintbrushes to the others.
It shimmered
then
like a
dipped his
rainbow
brush into the
and
spring's
made her
waters,
feel
and he began to paint the most
From a
extraordinary
young age,
masterpiece.
Tess had been anxious
Everyone
and
had
shy
something to
about
contribute.
what others thought of her.
The colors swirled.
She was afraid
and
of being
danced off the
ridiculed
page,
for her tail
painting
by
the
the
sky
other
in
fairies.
a brilliant rainbow.
So she often tucked it away.
Every color that had
hiding
ever
it
existed,
beneath the folds of
and
her
some
gown.
that were entirely new,
She would isolate
seeped
herself
into the
and
world,
spend time alone,
imbuing it
watching
with
her
a vibrance
friends twirl
never seen
and
before through the sky from a distance.
Leo realized then
Tess
that
was
the
sitting
true
by a
beauty
babbling
wasn't
brook
just in the
one day
colors
when
themselves,
she noticed a lone butterfly
but in how
on
they
the
came
log
together.
next to her. Much like their
Its
motley
wing was
crew,
slightly bent, and it couldn't
everyone
keep up
in the
with its
land
companions.
marveled at the radiant colors that now
Her
adorned
ached
their
for the
world.
small
creature when she
And they
accidentally
also
touched
learned
a
a
valuable
valuable
lesson.
that the
Much
real
to her
magic
amazement,
is in
she
finding
helped
harmony
mend
among
the
the
butterfly's
differences
wing.
that make every
Not
living
only
thing
that,
special.
the creature transformed.
Leo's
Its colors becoming became a legend, more vibrant than before. The creatures of
As
the
word of
land
Tess's
celebrated
abilities
their
spread
diversity
throughout the forest,
and in doing
animals
so,
of
all kinds sought
they
out her help.
created a world that was
In her
even
care,
more
squirrels
vibrant
with tangled
and
tails,
beautiful than
birds
before.
with misshapen beaks, and rabbits with
concluded
thorns
his
in their
story
paws,
and
all
let the
found
sprite
healing.
pick the next one.
Her tail was no longer
Meanwhile,
a source of
the
insecurity,
audience had their drinks
but a symbol of
refilled,
hope
and
across
dirty
the realm.
dishes were
The more
cleared from the
Tess used her
tables.
tail to help a variety of creatures,
Then this time,
the
it
more
was
she
the
came to
high-pitched
realize
voice of Kipwick
that it was a gift
that started telling the story.
What made her
It
unique
was called
was a
Tess,
blessing,
a
not a
fairy
burden.
with a tail. One day,
The tavern's
a majestic
patrons had to
unicorn
lean
arrived,
in a little
seeking
closer
Tess's
to hear
help
him with an injured
as he
hoof.
spoke of a magical realm,
Compassion
where
swirled within the
fairies with
fair's
gossamer
heart,
wings
more comfortable
danced
in
among
her
the
own
flowers.
skin.
But
Now,
one fairy
she used her
named
tail
Tess
to gently touch the
wasn't
unicorn's
like the
hoof.
rest of her kind.
In a burst of radiant light,
Instead of the graceful
the unicorn
wings her fellow
was
fairies
healed.
had, Tess was born
the
with a
creature was
delicate,
so grateful
iridescent
that it
tail.
used its magic to bestow
It
the gift
shimmered
of
like a
flying
rainbow
on Tess.
and made her feel
Now a pair
different.
of magnificent wings
From a young
sprouted from
age,
either side of
Tess
her
had
tail.
been anxious and shy
She
about
finally
what
had the
others
power
thought
to
of her.
soar through the sky.
She was afraid of
just
being
like any
ridiculed
other
for her
winged
tail
creature.
by the other fairies.
And more importantly,
So she often
was
tucked
no
it
longer
away,
anxious,
hiding
or shy.
beneath the folds of her gown.
With her tail wings,
She would isolate
Tess took to the
herself
sky
and spend time
alongside
alone,
her friends,
watching
whenever
her
she
friends
wanted. twirl and soar
dancing
through the
among the
sky
clouds,
from a distance,
happy as can be.
Tess was sitting by a babbling
was
brook
so
one day
inspired
when she noticed
that
a
she
lone
shared her gift
butterfly
of
on the
healing
log
and
next to
hope
her.
with the entire
Its wing
realm.
was slightly
She knew
bent,
that her
and it
story
couldn't keep up with its
touched the hearts
companions.
of others who struggled
Her heart
with their
ached
identity.
for the small creature when she accidentally touched it
Kipwick's
with her
own
tail.
wings beat softly.
Much to her
as he
amazement,
mimicked
she
Tessa's
helped
graceful
mend the
flight,
butterfly's wing.
bringing joy.
Not only
and
that,
laughter
the
to
creature
crowd.
transformed, its colors
The
becoming
sprites
healthier
ended the
and
tale
more
by
vibrant than
encouraging
before.
those in the audience to find
As
the
word of Tess's
incredible
abilities
gifts
spread
within
throughout the
themselves.
forest, animals of all kinds sought out her
Everyone
help.
in the tavern felt moved
In her
by
care,
the gentle
squirrels
message of
with
the
tangled
story.
tails, birds
That
with
it is our
misshapen
differences
beaks, and
that make
rabbits
us
with
remarkable.
thorns in their paws,
And by
all found
embracing
healing.
them, we can bring
Her tail
a little
was no
magic
longer a source
and
of
brightness
insecurity,
into the
but a
world.
symbol of hope across the realm.
For the next
more
tale,
Tess used her
Brom
tail
invited
to help
the
a
audience
variety
to
of
share
creatures.
any requests they might
The
have.
more she came to realize,
A young
that it
girl
was a
lifted
gift.
her hand and asked for a
What
story
made her
that
unique
included
was
either
a
a
blessing
wizard or
not
a
a
birch. One day,
With a warm
majestic
smile,
unicorn
the
arrived,
storyteller
seeking
replied
Tessa's help
that he
with
knew
an injured
the
perfect tail.
One
Compassion
that
swirled
featured
within the
both.
fair's heart,
He
more
flipped
comfortable
through the
in her
pages
own
of the
skin,
book,
until he paused
Now,
at a
she
story
used her tail
titled
to gently touch the unicorn's
Unbreakable
hoof.
Bond.
Brom, in a burst of radiant light,
to grow quiet,
the unicorn
before introducing
was
the two
healed.
central figures of the tale.
The creature was so
A
grateful
kind-hearted wizard
that it used
named
its
Duncan
magic to bestow
and
the
a
gift
wise
of
witch
flying
named
on Tess.
Willa.
Now
They
a
were
pair
known
of
not only
magnificent
for their
wings
remarkable
sprouted
magical
from
powers,
either side of her
but
tail,
also for the deep
she
friendship
finally
they
had the
shared.
power to soar through
Often
the sky.
they worked side
just
by
like
side,
any other winged
their abilities
creature.
complementing one another
And more
perfectly.
importantly, she
Together,
was no longer
their
anxious
gifts brought
or
peace
shy.
and prosperity to the
With
realm.
her tail wings, Tess
one
took
day,
to the sky
they
alongside
heard a
her friends
troubling
whenever she
prophecy.
wanted.
It spoke
Dancing
of
among
two
the clouds,
twin brothers,
happy
named
as
Patrick
can be,
and Liam.
and she was so inspired
Because they had been
that she
born
shared her
under a
gift
rare
of healing
celestial
and
alignment
hope with
the
the
twins
entire
possessed
realm.
unique
She knew
magic,
that her story would touch
depending
the
on how
hearts
they
of
used
others
it,
who
their magic
struggled
would bring
with their
either
identity.
great blessings upon the world,
Kipwick's
or
own
a
wings
curse.
beat softly
When their
as he
next
mimicked
birthday rolled
Tessa's
around.
graceful flight.
Patrick and Liam had to
bringing
make a
joy
decision
and laughter
which would
to
change the
crowd.
course of history forever.
The sprites ended the tale
Determined
by
to
encouraging
ensure
those in
that
the
only
audience
good things
to
came
find
to
the
pass.
incredible gifts
Duncan and Willa
within themselves.
set out on a journey to locate the twins.
Everyone
They
in the
traveled
tavern
day
felt
and night,
moved by the
their
gentle
powers
message
leading
of the
them to
story,
a small village
that
where
it
they
is our
found the
differences
brothers.
that make us remarkable.
Wholly unaware of their destiny,
And by embracing
the twins were as
we
different
can bring
as
a
night
little
and
magic
day.
and brightness
While
into
Patrick
the world.
was cautious and thoughtful.
For the next tale,
Liam was
Brom
daring
invited the
and
audience to
impulsive.
share any requests they might have.
They each possessed magic
A young
that
girl
reflected
lifted her
their
hand
differences.
and asked for a
Patrick
story that
could
included
relieve people
either a
of
wizard
anger,
or a
sadness,
witch.
or pain, as he was able
With a
to
warm
absorb
smile,
negative
the
emotions.
storyteller replied that he
Liam,
knew
on the other hand,
perfect tale
could instill
one that
positive
featured
emotions,
both.
such as joy.
He flipped through the
hope,
pages of the
or
book
love.
until he paused at a story
Duncan and
titled
Willa took the twins
The
under their
Unbreakable
wing,
Bond.
as it was
Brom
obvious
waited
that the
patiently
boys
for
could
the
benefit
room to
from
grow
their
quiet
magical expertise
before introducing
and
the two
guidance.
central figures of the tale.
The wizard and
A kind-hearted
witch used
wizard
the next
named
couple
Duncan
of weeks to
and
teach
a
them
wise
the ways
witch
of magic
named Willa
and guide them on the path of
They were
wisdom.
known not only for their
The
remarkable
twins'
magical
abilities
powers,
grew quickly under
but
the
also
tutelage of their
for
mentors.
the deep friendship
and
they
they learned
shared.
the importance of
Often
balance.
they worked side by side,
There couldn't be
their
light
abilities
without
complementing
shadow,
one another perfectly.
or the day without
Together,
the night.
their
Opposites,
gifts
like
brought
two
peace
sides of
and
a coin,
prosperity to the
complemented
realm.
each other. But one day,
If it wasn't
they
for
heard
all
a
the
troubling
differences in
prophecy.
life,
The world
it spoke
wouldn't be as
of
it
two
was,
twin brothers
where everything
named
served a
Patrick
purpose
and
and
Liam.
came together as a whole. Because they had been
The
born
duality of
under
the
a
twins'
rare
natures
celestial
was the
alignment,
same.
the twins
The
possessed
celestial alignment
unique
of their
magic
birthday
meant that when the
depending
day
on how
arrived
they
that
used
year,
it,
their
was time
magic
for
would
the
bring
twins to
either
make an
great
important
blessings
decision.
upon the world, or a
By now,
curse.
they were aware of the prophecy
When their next
and
birthday
understood
rolled
the
around,
impact that their
Patrick
magic
and Liam had to
choices
make a
had
decision,
in life.
which would change
Patrick
the course
and
of
Liam
history
chose to embrace their
forever.
differences and combine their powers,
Determined to ensure
instead of
that
allowing
only
their
good
conflicting
things came
natures
to
to
pass.
tear them apart.
Duncan and Willa, when they set
Joined
out
their
on a
magic,
journey to
their
locate
combined
the
strengths
twins,
and
they
weaknesses
traveled day
entwined
and
in a
night,
beautiful dance
their
of
powers
opposites.
leading them to a small village
United,
where they
they
found the
ensured
brothers.
mental well-being and harmony,
Wholly unaware
bringing
of their
everything into
destiny.
balance.
The twins
Their
were
bond
as
of
different
brotherly
as
love
night
grew
and
into
day.
an unbreakable force.
While Patrick
Proud of
was
their young
cautious
protégés,
and thoughtful,
Duncan and Willa
Liam
realized
was
they had
daring
fulfilled their
and
purpose
impulsive.
and that their work was done.
They each
So they
possessed
bid
magic
farewell to
that
Patrick
reflected
and Liam,
their
who
differences.
they knew were now the realm's
Patrick
guardians
could relieve
in
people
several
of
vital
anger,
ways.
sadness, or pain, as
The
he was
twins
able
found
to
use
absorb
their magic
negative
to make the
emotions.
world a better place.
Liam,
just
on the
as
other
they were
hand,
taught by their mentors.
could instill positive
In the
emotions,
tavern of Thistlehold,
such as
the
joy,
night deepened, and
hope,
the shadows of the
or
flickering
love.
flames danced across the faces
Duncan
in the
and
ground.
Willa took the twins under
The
their wing,
storyteller prepared to
as it
wrap
was
the evening up
obvious
with
that
his
the
final
boys could
tale,
benefit from
a
their
story
magical
called
expertise
The Quest
and
of
guidance.
the Historian.
The
There
wizard
was a
and
hushed
witch used the
anticipation
next
while
couple
Brom
of
turned
weeks
the
to
pages
teach
in the
them the
book
ways of
until he found
magic
what he was
and
looking
guide
for.
them on the path of
His
wisdom.
gentle and reassuring
The
voice
twins'
began to
abilities
weave
grew
the tale for
quickly
the
under the
audience,
tutelage of their
speaking of a
mentors,
kingdom where
and they learned
stories
the
thrived.
importance of balance.
Amos, a historian
There
in
couldn't
charge
be
of the
light
royal
without
library,
shadow,
was known far and wide
the
for his
day
insatiable
without the
curiosity
night.
about the
Opposites,
past.
like
He
two
believed
sides of a
that
coin,
the key to
complemented
understanding
each
the
other,
world,
and learning from the
if
lessons
it wasn't
of history
for all the
could
differences
be found
in
in
life,
books.
the world wouldn't be as it
It was just another
where
normal
everything
day at
served
the
a
library.
purpose as
and
Amos
came together as a
returned
whole.
books to their proper places.
The duality of the twins'
then
natures was the
He
same.
discovered an ancient
The
scroll
celestial
tucked
alignment
away
of their
on a
birthday
shelf.
meant that when the day
He
arrived
almost
that
didn't
year,
notice it.
it was time for
For
the
it was
twins
so
to make an
well hidden,
important decision.
and he had certainly never seen it before.
By now, they were aware of the prophecy
Full of curiosity,
and understood the
he
impact
carefully
that their
picked
magic
it up
and choices
and
had
carried
in
it
life.
to a nearby table.
Patrick and Liam chose
There
to
he took a
embrace
seat
their differences
and
and
unrolled
combine their
sheets of
powers
parchment.
instead of allowing their
As
conflicting
he began
natures
to
to
read,
tear them apart.
Amos found that
When
the
they
scroll
joined their
was
magic,
full of
their
tales
combined
about
strengths
the
and
people who
weaknesses
lived long
entwined
ago,
in a beautiful
detailing
dance of
their
opposites.
triumphs, mistakes,
United,
and words
they
of
ensured
wisdom.
mental well-being and harmony,
The pages held
bringing
much of
everything
the
into
forgotten
balance.
history of the
And
kingdom.
their bond of brotherly love
But many
grew into
were
an
torn
unbreakable
and worn
force.
with age,
Proud of their young
meaning the
protégés,
accounts were incomplete.
Duncan and Willer realized
Those
they had
missing
fulfilled their
pages
purpose,
likely
and that their
contained
work
a
was
wealth
done.
of knowledge.
So they
And
bid
Amos
farewell
knew
to Patrick and
he must
Liam,
find them.
who they knew were now the realm's
He imagined
guardians
all the
in
invaluable
several
lessons
vital ways.
that would come from filling in the blanks.
Listeners
twins
that
would
found to
guide
use
the
their
kingdom
magic to make the
into a
world a
brighter
better
future.
place, just as they were taught by their
Not
mentors.
to mention, he considered
In the
it
tavern
his
of
duty
Thistlehold,
to protect
the night
and
deepened,
honor
and the
history.
shadows of the flickering flames
So
danced
after
across
locking
the
up the
faces
library
in the
that
crowd.
night, Amos went
The
home.
storyteller prepared to
packed.
wrap the evening up with his
And the
final
very
tale.
next day,
a story
he set
called
off on his
The
quest.
Quest of the Historian.
The backpack he carried was
There
full
was a
of the
hushed
provisions he would
anticipation
need
while
along
Brom
with the
turned
scroll.
the pages in the book until
He
he
couldn't
found
remember
what he was
the last
looking
time
for.
he traveled, so his
gentle,
journey across the
reassuring
realm
voice began to
invigorated
weave
him.
the tale for the audience.
His
Speaking of a
search
kingdom
took him
where
to the more
stories
remote
thrived.
areas of the kingdom.
Amos,
As he
a
traversed
historian in
vast
charge of
deserts,
the royal library,
crossed
was known far
treacherous
and wide
mountains,
for his
and
insatiable
hiked
curiosity
through
about
dense
the past.
forests. He believed that the
trip
key
was
to
made
understanding
even
the
more
world
special,
and
the
learning
fellow
from the
adventurers
lessons of
and
history
wise sages
could be
he
found
met
along
in
the
books.
way. Each of
It
them
was
provided
just
him
another
with good
normal
company
day
at the library
and shared
as
insights
Amos
to help him
returned
locate
books to their
the
proper
missing
places.
pieces of the scroll.
But then he discovered an
After
ancient
many
scroll
months of
tucked
searching,
away on a
and
shelf.
with the help of everyone he
He
spoke
almost
to,
didn't notice it.
Amos finally
for it was so
completed his
well
quest
hidden,
and
he had
collected
certainly
every
never seen it
lost
before.
piece of the scroll.
He returned to
Full
the
of
royal
curiosity,
library. He carefully picked it
hero,
up and carefully
carried it to a
unpacking
nearby
his
table.
findings. He took a
There
seat
he
at
took
a
a seat
table
and
began to
unrolled
piece
the
together
sheets
the
of
scroll's
parchment.
pages. As he began
The
to
ancient
read,
document revealed
Amos
the
found
complete
that the
history
scroll
of the
was
kingdom,
full of tales
which he read
about the
from
people who
start
lived
to
long ago,
finish.
detailing their triumphs,
The stories of
mistakes,
compassion and
words of
bravery
wisdom
showed the strength of
The pages
human
held
spirit.
much of the forgotten
As
history of the
Amos
kingdom.
read the last words of the
But
scroll,
many were torn.
he felt a
and
profound
worn with
sense
age,
of fulfillment.
meaning the accounts were incomplete.
Not only had his hard work
Those
helped
missing
to
pages
preserve the kingdom's
likely
history,
contained a wealth of
but
knowledge,
it also deepened
and Amos
the
knew
connection between
he
the
must
past
find them.
and present.
He imagined all the invaluable
spread,
lessons that would
and
come
soon
from
the
filling in the
ancient
blanks.
scroll
Listeners
became a
that
treasure
could guide the
cherished
kingdom
by all
into a brighter future. People from across the kingdom
Not to
visited
mention,
the library.
he considered
to
it
read,
his duty
eager to learn
protect
from its
and
pages,
honor history.
The same discovery.
So
was
after
made
locking
by
up the library
everyone
that
who read
night,
the scroll.
Amos went home
But history books
and packed.
weren't the only means of
And
learning.
the very next
lessons
day,
of the past.
he set off on his
They
quest.
could be found in all
The backpack he
stories.
carried was full of the
As
provisions
people
he
were
would
inspired
need
by
along
the
with the
scroll.
scroll.
The kingdom prospered.
He couldn't
in
remember
wealth
the last time he
and
traveled,
power,
but more
so his
important,
journey across the realm
compassion
invigorated him.
and wisdom too.
His search
Amos
took
lived
him
on
to the
as
more
a
remote
famed
areas of the
historian.
kingdom. As he
His
traversed
tale a
vast
reminder
deserts,
that stories
crossed
was so
treacherous
much more
mountains,
than simply
and
words
hiked
on a
through
page.
dense forests.
They could bridge the gap.
The trip was
between
made even
generations.
more special for the
Unlock
fellow
the wisdom
adventurers
of the
and
ages,
wise sages he
and be
met
a
along the
source
way.
of inspiration.
Each of them provided him with
The
good
fire and
company
candlelight
and shared
bathed the
insights
tavern
to help
in
him
a soft,
locate
flickering
missing
glow.
pieces as
The
the
scroll.
last story of the night came to an
After
end.
many months of searching, and with the help
With
of
Kipwick
everyone
fast
fast
asleep
asleep
on
on his shoulder,
Amos finally
Brom
completed his
gently
quest
closed the book
and collected every
His
lost
white
piece
beard
of the
seemed
scroll.
to shimmer
He returned
like
to the
moonlight.
royal library,
and after the countless
The hero,
tales he'd shared,
carefully
he
unpacking his
exuded
findings,
an aura of
he took a
wisdom.
seat at a table and
For a
began to
moment,
piece
no
together
one
the
spoke,
scroll's pages.
as if they were all still
The ancient
suspended in
document
the tale's
revealed a
enchantment.
complete history of the kingdom,
Then the
which he
people
read
started to
from
softly
start
applaud
to finish.
one by one.
The stories of
It was not
compassion
only
and
Brom who
bravery
received
showed showed the strength of the villagers seemed to celebrate the magic of storytelling itself, thankful for the enchanting profound sense of fulfillment. They expressed their gratitude to Brom for his sparking their imagination to preserve the kingdom's history them to distant lands, but it also deepened the connection between with a gentle smile and present. Brom inclined his head in appreciation. Word spread. The small movement, the ancient scroll, became a treasure cherished by all. The sprite opened his eyes. People from across the kingdom visited the library to read it, and soon eager to learn from its pages. The same discovery was made by everyone had truly been his. That history through sharing stories, they had discovered a sense of connection. They could be with those words in all the evening slowly came to an end. As people were inspired by the scroll, remained asleep on the kingdom prospered in wealth as he wished their new friends more peaceful good night, and made his way to the room they had taken at the inn. Amos lived on once inside, as a famed historian. He carefully tucked the his tale a reminder. Imagining stories was so much more than simply the stories they had shared that night. They could bridge the gap between generations, but Brom unlock the wisdom of the ages, left a small and be a source of inspiration. Soon, their tales the fire and candlelight bathed the tavern in a soft, flickering glow. Yet in that quiet moment, as the last story of the night came to an warm satisfaction that comes from sharing. With Kipwick fast asleep on his shoulder, he was Brom gently close to have these experiences. His white beard seemed to shimmer like moonlight. And after the countless tales he'd shared, he exuded an aura of satisfaction wash over him. For a moment, storytelling was a gift, as if they were all a way still to kindle the flames of imagination and inspire others. Then the people started to softly applaud, one by one. It was not only Brom who received applause. The villagers seemed to celebrate the magic of storytelling itself. Thankful for the enchanting evening of fairy tales, they expressed their gratitude to Brom for sparking their imaginations and carrying them to distant lands through his words. With a gentle smile, Brom inclined his head in appreciation, the small movement stirring Kipwick from his sleep. The sprite opened his eyes, offered a sleepy smile to the audience, and soon drifted back into slumber. Brom told the gathered crowd that the honor had truly been his. Through sharing stories, they had discovered a sense of connection. With those words, the evening slowly came to an end. Kipwick remained asleep on Brom's shoulder as he wished their new friends a peaceful good night and made his way to the room they had taken at the inn. Once inside, he carefully tucked the little sprite into bed, imagining that Kipwick's dreams were filled with the stories they had shared that night. Their travels would continue the next day, but Brom knew that together they had left a small mark on Thistlehold. Soon, their tales would reach new listeners in new places. Yet in that quiet moment, Brom simply rested in the warm satisfaction that comes from sharing stories. He was especially grateful to have these experiences with someone as delightful and spirited as Kipwick. Gazing out the window at the moonlit night, he felt a wave of satisfaction wash over him. Storytelling was a gift, a way to kindle the flames of imagination and inspire others, no matter where their wandering path may lead.